climate change, to me, is the transcendent issue of our generation and is of a magnitude that's greater than anything that humanity has ever faced before.
Climate change is not something that knows any boundaries, any barriers, any borders, or any socioeconomic group of people. We're all affected by the changes that are occurring in our planet.
Sea Change Conversations does not look at climate change as an environmental issue or as a political issue. We see it as something much greater than that, one that will impact all of the things that Americans say are most important to them. Those three things are our economy and our jobs, our health and our personal security, and our exposure to geopolitical instability.
And scientists say if we continue on our current path, we will hit 1,000 parts per million.
I think one of the things that makes the Sea Change group so special, if not unique, is that they go where others dare not go, which is they get out and talk to people who are either predisposed to think that the science is faulty or that the economics don't support us doing anything about this issue, which is false.
We have an extraordinary group of volunteers. They're really tremendous. And one of the great things is that they span the spectrum in terms of political interests. So they're conservatives and liberals, Republicans, Democrats, and independents. And we're all able to come together and converse about this and also act on bringing this message across the country.
Sea Change Conversation has two programs. The first is our speaker series. What we do is bring in outside experts who are nonpartisan and very credible and allow people who normally would not self-select to come into a situation where they're very comfortable, where they see their peers, where they know the other people, and hear from these experts firsthand. Our second outreach is our Climate Change Primer, which is a presentation that we developed with climate scientists and energy policy experts. This presentation answers the 5 questions that most Americans have about climate change.
In the past 2 years, Sea Change Conversations has been to over 22 states. We present to Rotary clubs, garden clubs, country clubs, regional planning associations, chambers of commerce, and even, people have invited us into their homes, which has been really wonderful. About 4,000 people have seen the presentation so far, which, given our tiny shoestring budget and our volunteer effort, is really quite something.
Climate change is really happening. You have to pay attention. You actually have to act. And I think by having Sea Change Conversations get their message out, I think you will be notified now that you have to do something.
We have had people approach us at the end and say, I came in a skeptic and you have opened my eyes, my heart, and my mind, which was really validating for everything that we are doing.
I was definitely a climate skeptic. And again, I think it was because I had both ears shut.
Perhaps the greatest indicator that we are successfully reaching people is that whenever we present, people in the audience come up after and ask us, would you do it at another venue? Would you come to our schools? Would you bring it back to our public libraries? Would you bring it to my company? Would you bring it to another association? And that sort of grassroots momentum is what has fueled our success so far. We know we have a powerful tool to wake people up. We know that people find that it is persuasive, that it is data-driven, it's based on science, and that it can open up minds and hearts without stirring up partisan resentment. Sea Change Conversation believes that the issue of climate change transcends politics. The negative impacts of climate change will hurt you, whether you are someone who lives on the seashore, on the mountainside, in the heartland, or on a lake. They will influence you negatively whether you are a Democrat, a moderate, a Republican, or a libertarian. And they will impact you whether you are rich or you are poor. This issue is a human issue, and it will affect our entire species. And therefore, we need to move beyond the politics, come together to lessen the risk.